how they got behind the team and really was dynamic, and just pushing us through that game in some tough stretches. It was an outstanding college basketball environment. Really was. I just thought the guys had the right focus tonight and thinking about the right things again, and we really defended and to our ability level and what we're capable of doing, and in all areas, to hold them to 63, and we're going to win a lot of games if we do that. And our offense was vastly improved from Thursday, so I was happy to see how we converted and just how we made plays out there at that end of the floor, and so it was a great night.
You scored so many points at the rim tonight. What were the key things that enabled that?
Well, they naturally their defense is going to get spread out, and they bring their wings pretty far out. So if you can get it to the high post successfully, then you're going to be able to throw it in to Romello. And I thought there were some other times we could have gotten to him, we didn't. But he was terrific considering having injured his knee and was very limited yesterday, and really had a great game for someone that was coming off an injury. But Zylan was excellent in the high post too, just his passing. I think he had 6 in the first half and finished with 7. But just his just moving the ball and there was no predictable movement, and we just did some really good things.
Defensively, teams seemed really locked in, and you almost needed to fight through some of the turnovers that you had, but they never seemed to get off task defensively.
No, I think for me, the rebounding was much improved, and again, we out rebounded them by 17, so that's huge for what we had been doing. I thought Lou's defense was as good as I've seen a guy guard a player like Noel. That's not an easy matchup, and he really did a great job moving his feet, and just he kind of locked him down through a lot of the game. I thought his individual defense was pretty special.
Well, what was the 48 hours from Washington State loss until now? What was the mood of the team? Did you feel like they were able to bounce back pretty quickly?
It's a good sign because I think bad teams or just average teams or mediocre teams would go in the tank after a game like that, where you're beaten the way we were beaten and not have a lot of time to recover for the next game, and then to play a team that had just won 12 in a row, but it shows what we're capable of, and the potential there if we could just harness that somehow and bottle it and bring it with us everywhere we go.
I noticed in pregame warm-up a couple of your guys looked fired up. Zylan looked like he was bouncing off the ceiling, literally. Did you get the sense that your team was that hungry to go out there and kind of make up for that game?
I felt that in how they responded to a really difficult film session, and then a practice that I don't know if I could do this moving forward all the time, but we didn't take a shot in practice on Friday. Every drill that we did ended in a pass and then no shot. So for us to shoot 57 for the game and not take a shot the day before, that's pretty good. So they responded in practice. You could tell Zylan and Remy were locked in, for this game, and Lou, and just, it was a great team effort all across.
Is that something you've done before, not having them shoot in practice? And how did they respond?
No, some of it was childish on my part, I think, just a little bit frustrated with our inability to make shots on Thursday night, and I think that made some of the guys upset. I think Remy was mad that he said at one point, "Hey, coach, you're really not going to let us shoot today," and so we had some back and forth in practice, but yeah. So that was that.
Do you think guys got up a lot of shots on their own after that?
They did, and we shot a lot today and shoot around, so it wasn't that big of a deal.
It seemed like after Rob hit the layup, saw the ball go through the hoop, everything else came easier for him. Do you think that had a lot to do with it, just see the ball go through the rim?
I think he just, again, fell into the same category of Zylan and Remy. I don't know if there's one specific thing that would trigger something for him, but it fell into the category of, Thursday it was unacceptable, and I'm not going to allow it to happen again. So he's a really good player, and he had a really poor night on offense, and it was great to see him bounce back like that.
Bobby, what's it like as a coach to have a really good win like tonight, and you've done it against Kansas, Mississippi State, Arizona, and yet have, you know, these lows. What's that just like as a coach?
I mean, look, everyone saw the game against Washington State, and I'm not making any excuses at all. Again, we were pretty bad, and it's hard to find an area we were good, and we dug a hole for ourselves, and then we just like couldn't get out of it. You know, again, Washington State, I think they played very well tonight at Arizona too, and that's still a very difficult place to win. And so we found them on a good week, and you know, they have a player that's, you know, one of the best players in the conference, leading scorer, and he couldn't miss a shot. So like there were things that were going on in that game that made us tougher for us to compete. But you know, that's college basketball. You're going to have nights where you're not you know, yourself, and you know, we didn't find a way to have our defense be dependable enough that we could survive playing that badly on offense. So, you know, that's going to be the thing moving forward for every game. We have to guard with that energy and rebound with that energy, and then regardless of how we're shooting, we're going to be in the game and have a chance to win.
I know you touched on Romello obviously coming back, being injured, but it just seems like when he's calling for the ball and gets those baskets down low, I mean, only missing one shot tonight towards the end of the game. But I mean, do you feel like that gets the team going even more when he's dominating like that down the low post? Yeah,
I mean, and then, you know, I just want to see that every night from him. You know, the way he was going after the offensive rebounds, and not only getting his touches, but he had several big-time offensive rebounds early in the game, and set a really good tone in the paint for us.
Can you talk about how Remy's penetration kind of changes the complexion of your offense?
Yeah, we knew they'd be trying to steal it from behind and back tip it, and Remy, I thought, did very well at maintaining his dribble and having good awareness for where their defense was, and then just trying to pick apart, you know, where the available play was.
Who seems to, he kind of went through his struggles there. He's kind of starting to look like his old self a little bit. How much are you going to need him down these final?
Yeah, I mean, as good as Zylan and Remy were against Arizona, as teams start to game plan, they start to say, well, hey, we got to take these two away, and even Rob versus Arizona was very good shooting the basketball. So, you know, he could get lost in the shuffle too, and so I just like seeing him doing a lot of things well. That tip dunk he had was tremendous early in the game, and his defense and just, you know, he had a couple of key defensive rebounds late in the game, so just did a lot of things besides scoring the basketball.
Anything else?